Greetings YouTube and welcome to another bargain video. So we're going to start out with the Dungeons & Dragons Monsters and Heroes of the Realms coloring book, which has got some cool images in it, and I picked that up on sale. Sent to the Stars, a science fantasy tabletop RPG by Jason Renslau. I picked this up off of the secondary market. Crossroads of Eternity RPG, the second edition playtest manual, which is a little rougher than their ad kind of claimed it to be, but you know, the bulk of the book is fine, so I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to give it a read. I got this, we're using a gift card I got for free, so it cost me nothing, but it's called Steam Funketeers, steampunk role-playing game. I had to own that. Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't know what this is as far as where it fits in the canon, but the art's pretty decent, so that's why I picked it up. A biography of Benjamin Franklin, a biography of Sinatra, a biography of an elephant, specifically Jumbo, How We Got to Now, 6 Innovations That Made the Modern World by Steve Johnson, and Wild, which is a collection of survival stories from different authors when they were in the wilderness. So that is what we have for books this week. Oh shoot, no, there's one more down there. It's Sayings of Buddhism. You don't actually need to see the cover, but I picked it up cheap for my wife because she has been practicing practicing Buddhism. So that's also a book. Next we'll move on to digital media. I was wrong about the books. I got my wife a book of origami for Christmas. I picked up myself a British military sword, a copy of the British military swords. I got this for like 30 cents. The library cover is in slightly rough condition, but the book itself is fine. It's worth more than 30 cents, and I have an affection for swords. I decided I'd throw the Sayings of the Buddha in there. This is from the 1950s. And we have a collection of instrumental jazz. My wife is a jazz fan. We have some Motown. I picked those both up at Goodwill. Then we have Domo Volume 1. I didn't even know there were Domo videos, but now I own one. The American with George Clooney. I kind of want to, see George Clooney being all action hero-y. We have, let me get this right. Coriolanus? Yeah, Coriolanus. It's a modern version of a Shakespearean play. The Hustler Special Edition. It actually has commentary by Paul Newman himself. So I've never heard that. And I actually haven't seen the movie in years. The Giver. That's probably going to be depressing, but it was a good deal. Dragon Ball Evolution. The Z edition. I have no idea what that means. But it was $2, and I'm like, I want to see how bad that is. Then we have Full Metal Jacket. This is the Blu-ray, and it's got a commentary track. And I don't think I have a copy of this, but if I do, it's on DVD. Okay, and next we're going to go on to, I think, cute, artsy, craftsy stuff. We're not on to gear yet. And here we have an elephant puppet. This is handmade. It's old. I'm not sure how old. And why do I think it's old? Well, besides the patina of it, if you look here, this neck joint is covered in fabric, and this detailing in here is extremely good. It's complete. All the limbs are present. Both tusks are there. One of the legs has been painted in a manner that doesn't make it move, but I think the string is close to the age of the item. I don't know about the stick at the top. And I picked this up for $1, and my wife likes it. So I was really happy for that one. It's even got a little tail in the back, a little rope tail. So this is just a marvelous little find. We're going to put it in the kitchen. And we have a stone vase, goes straight in there, by a guy named Lee Spiller. He's a local New Hampshire artist. I picked that up for like $8, I think, $7, $8. Here we have a Season's Greetings bell, which is a nice bright color, and it's a hexagon. And then we have some very primitive cowbells, but they're a nice sound. But they're really wonderfully primitive. I mean, this is just a disc, essentially a disc of steel that was then bent over. This is just very primitively made. I have no idea their age or where they're from, but they're kind of cool. Then we have a goofy ice golem. My wife has a real affection for the ice golem from Frozen. We have a headband, which I got with that gift card I mentioned earlier. So it didn't cost me anything. And if I can find a little control thingy. Here we go. It's quite bright. And it's cool because it goes across your forehead, so it gives you a lot of flood. I haven't had a chance to check it outside to see how much throw it's got. That'll come. A Husky work light, which has a little handle stand in the back. I picked this up in an after Christmas sale. This strange rolling pin, which is really massive. It's got this weird face on it. I don't know why it has a weird face on it. I have no. If anybody knows what that means, tell me. But I'm going to weaponize this thing because it's really big and hefty, and I think it would help pack a wallet. I'm thinking of putting blades on it. My wife picking me up a set of a knife and a keychain tool as a kit today as a gift. Picked it up for $5, and I picked this up. I think I paid like $11 or $12 for this in a after Christmas market sale at Target. So this is the original Swiss Army knife and a flashlight, which I will probably put together into a kit when I'm done for review and give away as a gift. Here we have a hook, which I picked up for $5. And it's nice and wide, and this is the one I'm going to put in the kitchen to hang the puppet off of, because the nice wide hook will allow the stick to not flop. I can center it and balance it so the stick will hang off of that nicely. And then we have this, which is actual deer hide, which I picked up at a by the pound place for essentially 50 cents. And it's like half the size of a deer, so it's half a deer. It's a lot of deer hide. I'm thinking, if I can find a decent pattern, maybe I'll make myself a dice bag. I've never done that, so that might be interesting. It's nice and thin. It wouldn't be difficult to work with. It's got a nice patina to it too. I like it. Feels good. It's older, but it's in decent shape. And now we're going to have one more section of just gear. Here we have a cord keeper. Very boring, but I have a cord in the garage I use regularly, and it's just kind of wrapped up like a lasso. This will keep things much neater, and I paid 50 cents for it. We have a machete, which I picked up for $4.59 in a after Christmas sale. So I'm going to get that one. It actually has the handle. It looks pretty decent. I like the blade shape. For $5 machete, I'll give the $5 machete a try. Then we have a large 1 3/4 inch wrench, which has an angled head here, severe angle, and then more of the classic slight angle on the other end. And it's got a really nice patina on it. It's got some age. It's got no maker mark, so this may have come with a piece of equipment. And this would make an excellent impact weapon. Very good in the heavy mace category. And if I ever find myself in need of a wrench that is 1 3/4, now I got it. And I paid $5 for the wrench. And then we have this, which is a reproduction of a Masonic dagger. And it's a very attractive reproduction. The edge is absolutely useless. I mean, literally. There is no edge. I own butter knives, which are sharper than this. But it fits into the sheath beautifully, and it looks nice. This is a pure wall hanger kind of situation. But I think this would make a great prop if I ever need a dagger, just like to look impressive. This right here would do it. I got this for nothing. Someone just gave it to me. Yeah, people give me daggers and swords and stuff all the time, knives, because I'm a knife guy, and it just gets around, and I end up with stuff. And then we have this, which is an arbor press. Now this is a Chinese one. It's not, made in America. It doesn't have a lot of age to it. I picked this up at a estate sale for $15, but even a low-end one of these usually runs for $60. So I got a real deal on this. And when it allows you to apply direct pressure downward in a controlled manner for pushing things through. But I poked around on YouTube, and some people have modified theirs. This mine doesn't have a hole in the shaft. That's going to make it a little more difficult. But they have been able to modify theirs, or just use it to put in, like, punch holes in leather, with the stamp, using a stamp instead of using a hammer. This, you just put a solid plate here of, like, you know, an old cutting board or something. That way you can get in precise amounts of pressure, and you're going to be able to exert a lot of pressure with this. Take my word for it. So you'll be able to punch leather, especially a single or even a double layer, fairly easily, but in a much more controlled manner than hitting with a hammer. And also, people have been using this for, like, putting in eyelets in Kydex and putting in snaps. And I actually have a number of projects I'd like to do that involve snaps. So this could make that process much more controlled than using a hammer. And it's, other than being dirty, it's in really nice shape. This is in a very old barn. And if any of you follow me on Instagram, I put up pictures of that barn because it had boats in it. And this was just sitting on the floor. I don't know why. I don't know, maybe the guy was using it for working on the barn, the boats. Maybe he was putting eyelets in covers or something. I'm not sure what he was using it for, because, you know, he's long gone. It was an estate sale. But yes, just an incredible find, I think, for 15 bucks. We also got the little red bell at the same place. It's kind of funny because I'm looking at this. I said, he said, so that's just the press with for you? I said, no, the bell tool. He looked at me like, yeah, that bell's really gonna break you. He said, how about you just give me 15 bucks? We get the bill for nothing. But yeah, so I need to brush this off, wipe it down, and we're good to go. So that's kind of cool. For $15 and in solid, usable shape, I don't care if it's not pretty, I'm happy. And this right here is a removable plate. So it comes up like that. So you have different shapes if you want to do different kinds of pressing. And people also use these for making coin rings. So they modify, they put another plate in there, so you have a small cylinder there. You put the coin on, then you use this to push a ball bearing on top, and that cups the ring, and then it helps you to create the shape itself that you need for making a coin ring. So I didn't know that, so that's kind of cool too. I don't know if I'll ever get into coin rings. I own one, my grandfather made it, but I've seen some really marvelous coin rings for sale at antique shops and online. Just astounding work. And a lot of people use these to do it. So there you go. All right, I've rambled on about our presses way too long. If anyone would be interested, follow me on Instagram. There will be a link with this video, because I have more wacky, weird bargain hunt things that I don't buy that I just find out there. And some of them are darn strange.